and welcome to another episode of More Gloss Please. Thank you for joining us. And today I've got a very, very smart and intelligent woman in the building. We've got Miss Bola Sol. She's kind of half done already. So you guys are going to just watch me finish baking her other side while she talks to us a little bit about what she does and why she's just so awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, girl. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a personal finance guru and I've been running a personal finance company for 4 years now, and we just started our sister company called Rich Girl Chronicles.
Amazing.
And it's a WhatsApp accountability group for women. So we talk about money and mental health, because people don't really factor in certain things that trigger you to spend your money in certain ways. So for example, maybe what you saw your parents do with money growing up. So we talk about the things that trigger people to spend more than they actually have. Talk about budgeting, saving, credit, debt, and all of those things. Because so many people don't talk about money, but so many people aren't doing well with their money. Mm-hmm. And if you don't talk about it, then it's you never confront the issues that you're having.
And what do you think, especially specifically for women, because we are both women?
Yeah.
What do you think are the main things that women are doing wrong with money? I'm asking this because I just need to know if I'm okay. But yeah.
I don't think they're investing enough. And that's real. I really don't think they are. I think we're not saving enough either. But I feel
What's more important, to invest or to save?
To invest.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, obviously you have to save. I say save to invest, don't save to save. Because when you invest, you get a return on your investment. When you save, you get very little return from saving. Saving, it should be for a purpose, that you put in something like property, or you put in something like business, like you've done, which is amazing. And or people do it in things like stocks and shares. People do it for businesses. So I tend to invest in things like bonds. I invest in businesses. I'm not investing in property yet, but that's on my 30s list. Yeah.
Okay, well that's amazing. I think for me, the hardest thing about this whole finance thing is just not knowing about it.
Yeah.
I just feel I can't speak for all white people, but I would say people from different ethnic groups have maybe had more access to more money for more years.
Yeah.
And so understand
100%.
a little bit more about what an investment can do for you, or how to invest, or first steps to take when you first start making money. I still remember starting my first job at Urban Outfitters, and my first paycheck, I think I finished it in 32 minutes, and I'm not even joking. I literally finished it so quick because I literally just didn't know what to do with money. It was the first time I'd ever had over £100. I was 16 at the time, and I think my first paycheck I got paid £450, and it was literally gone so quick.
Yeah, that's when I first got student loan, and I was 4 figures in my account. I was just don't spend it all. But a part of you wants to be I'm hitting up Selfridges.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. What do you think as young black women who may not have the best, our parents are amazing. I think my mum and dad are both exceptional people.
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to teach me as much about finance.
Yeah.
What do you think is the first thing to do? Do we need to be reading, or?
It's hard because there aren't a lot of books out there. Obviously there's Rich Dad Poor Dad, but that's it's an old school classic of understanding personal finance and understanding assets and liabilities. So for example, people think, I've got a house, but my thing is, if you're living in that house, you're not making money off of it, you're losing money. So in order for that house for you to even break even from what you spend, you basically need to have another house that covers the cost of the house you're living in. And I think
would you say stay at home, buy a house and stay at home until you're able to buy your second house?
No. Well, you can do it whichever way you want. But my thing is, if you buy a house, and then you have the rights to rent out a room, do that so someone else is paying for your mortgage.
Okay.
And then get another house, and then someone's paying for that mortgage, and hopefully you're able to charge enough that they can pay for your mortgage as well.
Amazing.
So I'd say with a car, having a car or having just one house, they are both liabilities.
Have you bought your first home?
No.
Okay. And is that something that you're looking to do very soon?
Yeah, so in the next 1 to 3 years, definitely.
And what's your plan with that? So will you be living there, or?
Yeah, I'm going to live there, but then quite quickly I want it to be at least 2 bedrooms so that I can rent out the other room and then go from there.
Okay, that's amazing. What would you say is probably some of the more disappointing things that you think women are doing with their money that they could kind of maybe go without? No shade, ladies. I'm not saying don't spend your money. Yeah. This is just all constructive criticism. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm all for looking cute and stuff like that, but I think if you're taking care too much of the outside and you're not taking care of the inside, it's not a good look. So there's nothing wrong. Like, I love makeup too. I love hair. I love buying wigs. I wish I could buy more, but I'm just like, if my savings aren't there, if my credit score's not in check, if my credit cards aren't paid or whatever it is, then what are you really doing with your money? And I always say, is it every day that you're giving your money to the latest company? Like, how can you give your money to Netflix? You give your money to your phone company, all of these people. They're like, yeah, I got my top from Zara, I got my jeans from Topshop, I got my trainers from Nike, I've got this, I've got my wig from here, I've got that. But what do you have? When all is said and done, you've made all these companies richer, but how have you made yourself richer?
Are you guys listening? Have you taken this bit in, what she just said?
It's true.
Like, all the things that we've accumulated by buying.
Yeah.
Do we really have anything for it? Like, you literally don't have anything.
110%. Like, what do you have? What do you have to show for yourself at the end of the day? Like, what is your own net worth?
Because although you can touch this, it's technically not a tangible asset, is it?
No.
You can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So it's more so about having investments and money.
Yeah.
But I feel like my thing is with women and the things that we tend to invest in is a lot of it is to attract the opposite sex. We're now on Instagram. We're in an era where every woman is trying to secure that man. You wanna make sure.
I'm trying to secure the bag.
Honey.
We can do
if I could put this Laura Mercier powder down now and just give you high five, I would. But I'm gonna blow you a kiss. Mwah. No, it's facts. Like, yeah, a lot of women are trying to secure the man instead of secure the bag.
Yeah.
What can you tell us now about what you think we should be doing then?
Secure the man and the bag.
But how do you do that? If you feel like you can't be attractive while... Because let's just face it, when you're trying to save, you're probably not going to get the best hair. You're not going to be able to buy like all the drip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think it's about sacrifice, but sacrifice in intervals. So for example, let's say like, cool, it's April now. In April, I might be like, cool, because summer's coming up, I might spend like $1,000 on the summer wardrobe. But then I'm not shopping for May, June, July, August. And then in September, I'm going to shop again. And I'm going to shop big. But you have to do it in increments and know your budget and be okay with that. And work with what you have. I don't buy hair often, but I make sure I take care of the hair I do have. And then you just go from there.
It's harder to teach older people, in my opinion, because we're so set in our ways.
Yeah, you got to unlearn a lot of bad like money habits.
I literally remember, and this is a personal experience for me, I remember maybe 4 years ago, going through like the brokest time of my life.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I literally stand in my shop and I think, how did this even happen? Because 4 years ago I remember going Nando's with like my best friend Levine Frimpong, and like I'd literally nudge her like, oh babe, I haven't really got the £12.50, can you like pay for it and I'll give it back to you? And like to see how my whole life has literally turned around, and it's literally the power of finance and saving. This is like, I can't stress it enough. Investing in yourself, but more than anything else, going without. And that's something that I feel like a lot of women are so scared of.
I think we don't invest in ourselves enough, and I think we need to, because look at what happened. Like 4 years ago, that was your story, and now look at your story. Like, that's amazing because you decided to put into yourself. But it's about taking the risk and being okay with learning a lesson or winning. A lot of people are like, oh, I failed, I've done that. A lot of people are afraid of embarrassment. But I'm like, more time what you're afraid of doesn't even come to pass. Do you know what I mean? If you focus on winning and
Can you give us an example of the time that you were scared and you took that leap of faith maybe?
I think for me it was when I started my own online talk show, the Bola Sol show. I had to put quite a bit of money behind that, and I wanted it to look different. And I had this big vision in my head, but it cost me so much money, and I don't mind telling people that it cost like $5,000 to do my first season.
That's crazy.
And so many people, they'd hit me up after like, yo, I want to do something like you. And when I told them the cost, they were like, oh, I'm not on it. And I was just like, that's the thing, you have to be on it. When people my age were like starting to buy houses or maybe looking to get married or have kids, while those are all things that I want, I had to tell myself maybe later on in life, but maybe I need to focus on this right now.
I love that.
And you can always get what you want, you've just sometimes got to time it. But through that, I started having meetings with people from BBC, ITV. Like, people were hitting me up.
You're heavily influential. Like, you're doing bits. When people think finance, young people, London, you're one of the top names that come up.
Okay.
So I feel like you're definitely, whatever it is that you did invest in yourself, which you invested loads,
Yeah.
you've already made a return on it. What is it like being in your position now?
It feels great. I feel more and more humbled, like, each day by new opportunities. There's people that I've looked up to for time, and then they're calling me into their office. Okay, so Gowden.
Oh,
I think they are amazing.
Yeah, Gowden are
They
dope.
are amazing.
Mate, they took over Guardian.
Yeah, no, literally, I think they're so amazing. To just come from their studio now to give like a quick workshop about personal finance to me was sick. Even sitting in your chair, like, I don't take it for granted that I saw you set up your shop, even if it was just on Instagram stories. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. This is someone who is invested in themselves. And I'm just like, all those experiences is very humbling. I love to see what, like, Black London especially is becoming.
What comes through in your message that I love is accumulating more and more.
Yeah.
And not just being content.
Wealth. Yeah, because what you said about, the thing you kind of said about white people, and you think that they know this more, their parents teach it to them. Like, I've even heard, like, in the Jewish community, I know someone that when they were 13, they got a grand and they were like, go start a business. And whether or not you succeed or you fail, you learn the lessons. So, like, by the time you're 21, you're Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, no,
Let's be honest. But the things we're learning at a much later stage. However, what we can do is, instead of being like, oh, it's too late for us, we can just change it to, but let's create generational wealth and let's do better things with our money.
So you think, like, basically it's all about thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
And how can we stretch what we have.
Yeah.
What are some tactics or some tips that you can give us about saving and investing?
Yeah, so when it comes to saving, I always say have at least 2 savings accounts. I think it's important. There's things like a help to buy ISA and a lifetime ISA, and they give good rates. Like a lifetime ISA, you can save up to £4,000 in a year, and then you can get up to 25% in that year. And no other savings is giving you that. So if you put in £4,000, you can get up to £1,000 back in the new tax year. So new tax year's just started, so that's really good. But the thing is, you can't take any money out. So that has to be a serious savings. And I'd say set up an emergency fund so that if anything happens...
Can you elaborate on what? Because I know you're saying help to buy ISA.
Yeah.
How's that different to the
lifetime ISA?
Lifetime ISA.
I think it's more about the amounts that you put in. I can't remember off my head what it is, but basically both with a lifetime ISA and a help to buy ISA is basically if you want to buy your first house. What's great is with the lifetime ISA, I think you have to be between 18 to 40, and with a help to buy ISA, it can't be for your second home. So basically, both of them, it has to be for your first
So
home.
they both have basically what they're actually good for, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they're basically kind of good for getting a house. You can't have 2 at the same time and get the same bonus, but they both give like great interest rates if you think about it from what you put in. So if I put in £4,000 for 3 years, and then that becomes 12 grand, they're gonna give me £3 grand. Like,
oh wow!
Who else? So that comes up to 15 grand.
That's crazy.
Who else is gonna give you that? No one. These banks aren't giving us that.
That's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I've learnt something new, so I'll be asking you more questions about that after. What other advice can you give? What other tips could you give? Like, in terms of if you get paid a certain amount, would you do 60-40?
Yeah.
Like 60% savings, spend 40%, or
there's the 50-30-20 rule, which a lot of people go by, and 20% is into your savings, and 50% is into like your needs. So for example, like your gas bills, if you have a car, like car insurance and all of those things, phone bills, all of those things. But then you've got 30% is for your wants. So like if you want to go shopping, cool. If you want to buy makeup, if you want to come here and get your makeup done, as you should. If you want to go shopping wherever it is, that's what you do.
but if you're saving over 20%, how does that become big money soon enough for you to like?
Well, 20% each month times by 12 months is still good, and then over 5 years. That's the thing. It has to become a habit for you to learn to save.
Okay.
Because
if you're doing 60%, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, but sometimes...
It's like doing a diet and on the first day, like eating 2 calories, it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah, it's like January 1st when everyone's just like, oh yeah, of course you can say that now, like Christmas is gone and you've swallowed all the amala in the world. like like you need to think, and you can't be like, yeah, January 1st, man's on celery alone.
Yeah,
And then by January 2nd, you're back on the latest pound of yam. It doesn't work that way.
No, it's true. So basically, what you're trying to be consistent and make it something that you can actually apply to your life every day.
Yeah. I think eventually when you're just like, you know what, I'm a grown woman, I'm becoming a grown woman, and I'm taking charge of like my finances, my business, my love life. I'm growing up in every area of my life.
Speaking of love life, Miss Gorgeous Lady,
No.
money up,
LOL.
the bag, get in the yard, doing her thing. Okay. Is there love in your life?
NA.
Okay, well,
not applicable.
Right. Okay, I don't know how to take that.
But one thing I'll say is that my DMs are never empty.
Hey, come on.
I
love it.
Listen, when you're doing well as a woman, I always say that if you take care of your business first, there isn't a man who won't be checking for you.
Oh, 100%. As for that one, I know it. Because when I was nudging for someone to pay me £12, there's nobody was my DMs, but now it's perfect. But what I will say is, do you get a little bit like, what is their intentions with you?
No, I date up.
Oh, okay. Okay, but even still, like, okay, I guess a guy that's up is not really trying to check for your money, but it's not always just about. I feel like sometimes people want to be nosy for status, though.
Once again, I date up. Like, I don't know what else.
Bola,
to say.
are you guys listening?
I want to give
She
lessons,
don't want
but I don't know if you guys are ready.
All right, can you give lessons? I want a lesson. I want you to tell me what it is because I need to hear it.
I am not fazed by any celebrity that comes in a room. I'm not fazed by their status. I'm more fazed by their mindset and their financial intelligence.
I agree with that.
Like, what are you building? Are you intergenerational wealth? Are you like accumulating for the future? Or are you just thinking about the latest Balenciagas? Are you just in it for today?
Okay.
So like a man who's just like, I remember one time when I was working in the finance world, one guy said to me, and it's funny because he's married, he was just like, I bet if I was riding this car, like your knickers would drop like that. And I just smirked at him and I was just like, if you
I had this conversation.
I was like, if you knew the caliber of men I dated, you would know that it doesn't.
Also, I find like, mate, I'm not even gonna lie, like I've dated guys that are so powerful in my opinion, and they drive a smart car. They've got more P's than the E-class nigga.
Exactly.
I mean, not nigga.
No, you're jokes. No, but what does it mean? What does it mean to like wear certain trainers or to have a certain car? Don't get me wrong. Them cars, it can make you feel good. Obviously, like the seats are warming up and them things, it feels great. But it's just like, what do you have apart from that? Are you into properties? Are you looking into your future? Are you investing in your future?
So what do you think of guys with potential then? Like a guy that's got really strong potential? Because me personally, I want someone who's higher than me. That would be great.
So,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like there's some people have the potential to be greater than you in 6 months. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, but I think your potential has to match your drive. That's what I look at. I'm like, is it marrying up? Is it making sense? Or are you just daydreaming?
So can we ask the question again? Is anybody there or is nobody there?
Oh no, people are there.
Okay, cool.
And I have to say people to let them know, don't get complacent.
Hey!
Don't get complacent.
Guys, this my new wife because she's such a bad thing. Like I'm actually shook at this moment in time.
Yeah,
like
you can't dull on me for too long because I'm just like okay, and I don't need to rub.
So what does it take to get Miss Bola Sol?
Oh, you have to help me with my business, honey. Listen.
When you say help me with my business, yeah, what do you mean by that?
You should be finding me new business clients. I'm talking about from corporate. You should be taking me to like networking events and be like, I can put you onto this, I can get you sponsorship for that. Those are the things that not necessarily just impress me, but I'm like, right, you care about my hustle as well. Because there's no point a man being successful if he's not trying to make his girl successful too.
No, 100%. So. I feel like I'm very into this whole power couple thing.
Yeah.
I want to be with someone and literally together we're just a force to be reckoned with. I think that's the most.
Beyonce and Jay-Z have really done that
in
terms of like
100%.
Creating like that power couple.
Okay, out of celebrities, because I feel like some celebrities, let's just face it, some of them are very nonsense. They're just the shade room type celebrities. But who are like celebrities that you look up to and you think, you know what, yeah, financially, because that's the thing with a lot of celebrities, there's people that maybe from our childhood, if we look at them now, we're just like, well, where did your money go? Like, where you at, B?
Yeah.
Like, who do you look at who, like, in terms of celebrities that have had like longevity that you proper respect?
Yeah.
Men and women.
Okay, so I'd say Will and Jada from a like philanthropy point.
Okay.
Like what they do with their money and what they tell their kids to do. Like if you look at their kids are into whatever they want to be into. They don't have to be the biggest on social media. I love what Jaden does with his money in terms of like trying to provide like healthy water for Flint.
Amazing.
He does that, and Willow, she just does her own music. She doesn't care how popular it is, and I just like that they do good causes. And obviously Jay-Z and Beyonce. I love what Beyonce does for women in terms of empowerment, and what Jay-Z does in terms of generational wealth and even community wealth. Like how many people he's helped and hasn't spoken about publicly, that's sick to me. And I think that's what we should all be striving to do, as opposed to competing with each other. I don't like when people come with this, oh, you've taken my idea, you've done this. I'm like, let's grow together. Like,
well, first of all, it's like there's nothing in this world that somebody hasn't thought of before. So no one can take your idea. It's just that we all think very similar. You get what I mean? But I think one thing I want to pick your brain on, we don't have to touch on it for too long.
Cool.
But I always like to find this out from different women that I love the way their minds think.
Yeah.
Do you think as a black woman, like, it's harder for us to be with our black men when we're powerful?
Yes.
Okay. Can we elaborate on that a little bit? Or you don't want to say that?
No, like back in the day, yeah. So like I spoke about this on my talk show when I spoke about the angry black woman. So like in the I think it was like in the 1950s or from around then, what America did is they made it almost impossible for black men to get jobs. So women had to go out and work. So it was to emasculate the black man. And as a result of that, I think this is where the power struggle came in. That the woman was going out and she was basically doing everything. So that's where the whole stereotype of I don't need a man came from. When people make jokes like at Halloween that I'm coming as a strong, independent black woman, that's kind of where it comes from. But I do think that some men, they're kind of afraid to say they're not really into the whole power thing. They're not really into the whole like power, money, status thing, and I think that's okay. I think we need to stop forcing men into wanting to be rich and wanting to.
Do you think that's kind of why when some black men, especially those like in the media, when they become very successful, they probably don't choose us? I'm not saying it's a fact of that's what happens, but there is definitely there's a lot of people who've done that in the past.
Yeah, I sometimes question why they do that. I sometimes think they see black women as headache.
And I'm not saying this to bash black men, because if there's nothing more I love than a black man.
Yeah, me too. But literally, I think sometimes they just see it as headache. Oh, why are you always doing this? And I think one thing I love about black women, we speak our minds. If every day, like let's say for example, I was married to a footballer, and every day you're coming home and things like that, and I'm like, look, I'm so grateful for everything you do to provide for this house, but I need a bit of affection. And he's just like, you're nagging. I'm like, I'm not nagging, I'm telling you how I feel. Mm-hmm. But then if he continuously has that mindset that you remind me of my mum, you're nagging, he's going to go to someone who doesn't look like his mum.
Okay.
So sometimes I think that's where it comes from. And also the stereotypes of being an angry woman, or on my days, is she going to show me up in public, or is she going to behave?
Well, why do you say that?
I think
because I feel like I know so many black women with amazing decorum and just are the most.
Yeah, but I think we're changing the stereotype now. Back in the day, because of social media, it's now easier for us to see what things are really like. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas before, all people could do is just hearsay of this woman, she's gonna lose her rag, she's gonna do this. But now people can see that's not the case. I think a lot of black women have amazing decorum. Whether or not you come from ends.
Where are you from, by the way?
Brixton. I rep that hard. I rep that hard because
you're from. I'm guessing like because of your age, you're from Brixton, not this gentrified Shoreditch Brixton.
Yeah, fam. Shoreditch Brixton gets on my nerves. Sometimes you come up the station on a Friday and all you see is someone playing Bob Marley and you just see bare gentrified and they're like, whoa. I'm like, if you lot don't move out my way,
because you know what it is, yeah? There's nothing more powerful about what we're talking about right now, yeah? I really hope that, especially my young girls out there, that you guys are watching this and really taking it in, because this is proof that we can all do it.
100%.
You're from old school Brixton, yeah? Like...
Youngest of six,
black girl from ends. I don't know what kind of upbringing you had, like I've just met her today. Single parent household. Mm-hmm. Like, what you're talking about right now is it's mad. Do you understand? Like, it's actually crazy. Like, you're doing something just crazy right now. Like, it's mad. I can't stop saying it because it's literally so powerful. How? Like, how does this happen?
I think you can't be afraid to be different. Do you know what I mean? There was a time where, while I kind of like partying from time to time, and let's say like it's your birthday, like I'm turning up for you because I care about you. But in general, partying and stuff, that was never my go-to. My go-to was reading. But I think at times we have a stereotype on that.
The Nikki girl.
Yeah, the Nikki girl, or it's not cute to be smart. But I'm like, it is cute to be smart.
It's paid to be smart. But right now it's paid to be smart. Because Twitter, if you're dumb, you can't really be on them things there because you're just going to get cussed out.
Or you can. I see have you seen that there's this video of this girl, and apparently she used to work at McDonald's. I think she's from the US. She used to work at McDonald's and she had bare followers, but her Instagram got shut down and she was just like, I have no life anymore. So there are some people who aren't using their IQs. Exactly. Okay. They're not really using their IQs and they're still making money. But I think I want girls to know everywhere that it's possible, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what your name is, regardless of whether or not they call you Bola or they call you Bola. Because trust me, I have that in my institution.
Oh,
where they're like, Bola, and I'm like, bruv, my name's Bola.
Bernicia or Bennis. Like,
it's jarring.
It says Bernicia.
But the whole point is, if you have the decorum, you're willing to do the work, and you're willing to sacrifice and have passion and have drive and really tap into your potential, there's nothing you can't do.
Oh God, I feel like that's a perfect way to end this beautiful interview and conversation with you. It's about tapping in.
Yeah.
So guys, I feel like today we should all reflect on who we are, what we really want, where we want to achieve and what we want to achieve, and focus on that, because this is what happens when you don't try to conform. This is actually what happens. Like, you own your own financial business. Yeah. A black girl from Brixton, old school Brixton. Like, yeah, I love it. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to finish this look and then we're going to come back and show you the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look of Miss Bola Sol. Isn't she just like so pretty? Oh. And I'm digging these earrings. Where are they from?
You. Oh wait, I got these from in Accra. What's it called? Is it Makola Market? I don't know how to say it.
Makola Market.
Makola Market.
That's so
yeah. So these aren't even the Zara ones.
Oh, I love it. It's better than the Zara ones, honey. It's from the Gold Coast. But yeah, so I'm just so grateful that you came on. And it's been a pleasure having you. You've taught us, you've made us laugh, and you've given us the tea. Oh. So we're very pleased.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, bye, gorgeous.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, and comment, please, guys. There's going to be more Gloss Please coming to you soon.